Welcome to This Week in East Brunswick. Today we celebrate the 3rd annual East Brunswick Day at the Community Arts Center as various community organizations, businesses, and of course the residents came out to enjoy the festivities. Then we have information on the upcoming election with township candidate profiles and a live debate coming up in October. We visit the Chelsea Assisted Living residence where a fundraiser was held for the East Brunswick Fraternal Order of Police and the Patrolmen's Benevolent Association, and we'll see how residents help support the event. All this, plus we sit down in studio with 2 of East Brunswick's young entrepreneurs as they talk about the newly developed study assistance app called Knowt. We have information about upcoming library events and a special ghost tour of the Old Bridge Historic District that will take place each Saturday in October. So stay with us. This Week in East Brunswick starts now.
Yeah, so today we have the 3rd annual East Brunswick Day. We started this 3 years ago as a culmination of 4 or 5 smaller events that we used to do throughout town, and it's really grown into a really awesome day, and it involves businesses, nonprofits, volunteer groups throughout East Brunswick, and all come together to celebrate and promote all the services and the wonderful volunteers and businesses that are throughout our town. And we would say we got about, throughout the day, probably 4,000 to 5,000 people that come out. Continuous entertainment, lots of kids activities. Our East Brunswick Youth Council, our own East Brunswick Youth Council actually has a silent auction today. So there's a ton going on, and we really appreciate everybody's contributing to the day. Yeah, I mean, really this planning started, as soon as last year's event was over. We started reaching out to people, getting ideas for how we can make the event better each and every year. And it really starts to amp up in January. A lot of the local businesses, including 2 major sponsors, help us throughout the year. Tap in East Brunswick, which is an online newspaper, and Remax, Jane Mueller, Remax were our 2 title sponsors this year, and they were a big help in being able to offer a lot of these kids activities for free this year. So. Yeah, it's been really a really good experience on our end. It's a lot of work. I'm really proud of our staff. They do a great job. It involves really our whole department, to be honest with you, to put it together. So we couldn't be happier with the turnout. To see everybody, we're starting to recognize a lot of people throughout town, familiar faces, which is cool to see. And the partnerships that we've been able to create with the businesses and volunteer organizations, I think, is what's been most important each and every year now.
Well, I keep coming back year after year from the very first East Brunswick Day because, first of all, it's an amazing event. The Parks Department does a magnificent job putting it on. The weather's always great. The people are wonderful, and it's well run, well organized, and I have a great feeling being here, and I think it's important to have a connection with the community. We've been busy from the time that we arrived here. From the moment that we started setting up, everybody's been coming over and meeting with us. So hopefully I'll get a chance to be able to walk around and see some of my friends and make some new friends. There's a lot of great talent in East Brunswick. I hope more people get a chance to come out and be able to enjoy it. So year after year, we support East Brunswick Day. We've been here from the very beginning because it's worth it to us. We get a great feeling about being here. It's really worth it, and I would encourage more businesses to be able to join us. We have a tremendous number of businesses that have turned out today, and it keeps growing year after year, and the only reason why that happens is because people have a great time, not only the people who come down to East Brunswick Day to meet the vendors, but also the vendors themselves.
Hi, I'm Rob Rockeshay, Managing Editor of Tap Into East Brunswick. This is our 3rd year as one of the platinum sponsors. We believe very strongly that it's a marriage that's very, very good for us and for the township. It's a little bit of giving back and a little bit of just cross-promotion for the events of the town as well as for us. It's great. We've gotten to know most of the presenting merchants throughout East Brunswick Day. It's great for them, it's great for us, and it's a chance for the community to come together, which is something we didn't have for a long time. So for us, it's great. For the town, it's great. Come on out. We're going to do this year after year. As long as they want us, we'll be here. We really are promoting TAP. letting people get to know us if they don't. We're taking a lot of pictures of the people performing. We're going around meeting a lot of the other merchants that we're friends with. We're always recruiting for advertising, and we want to be able to just continue to get ourselves known in town. We're always having a good time. It's a lot of fun to be able to get out here and get to see everybody, get to see all the townsfolk come out. The weather got great. We're expecting the rest of the day the crowds to grow, and it's all about the town.
All right, my name is Brianna. I work at Route 18 Auto in East Brunswick. We're doing a raffle. We're giving away tablets, keychains, Kohl's gift cards, just here to support the community. We're a big part of the township. We're a huge dealership in the township. We're right on Route 18, so everybody passes us every day. A lot of people pass us on the way home every day. So they're very familiar with what we do and how big we are in the township. Yeah, this is actually much different from 4th of July. There's a lot more vendors. Actually, there's maybe over 100 more than there was last time. So it's a good time.
So today we're on the grounds of the Community Arts Center, otherwise known as Playhouse 22, for what the community knows as EB Day. There was a time, 7-10 years ago, when many of the different groups in town had individual days here in the community. So 3 years ago, David Stahl, then Mayor David Stahl, decided to combine all of the various activities into one day, EB Day. He chose the late September, early October as the time to have the event. And so that's why you see behind me a beehive of activity of vendors, people walking through the vendors. It's just a great day to be part of the East Brunswick community. Well, what you get through the vendors is a hodgepodge, a potpourri of community activists, business organizations, volunteer organizations. As we all know, our community is very diverse. So when you combine the diversity of the residents who come with the diversity of the vendors who are here, it just makes for a total explosion of controlled chaos with regard to community involvement. How could you not be here today, and how could you not love it? Well, I started off working over at the food vending camp, where the Mayor's Charity Fund is going to be receiving some of the proceeds so that I can continue to fund the various charitable events that I do sponsor. Furthermore, the VFW Post 133, they're manning the food court while I'm over here talking with you fellas, and a sizable portion of the money is going to go to the VFW, who is constantly vigilant with regard to keeping an eye on where they can help out. But with regard to walking around, it seems as if every few minutes that I'm walking down an aisle, I run into a particular member of the community, get involved in conversation, whether we're talking about a high school football game last night, or we're talking about the particular vendors and what they do. It's just a real exciting, rewarding community day, and we have perfect weather. When the business community and the government can come together and put together, fund, organize an event like this, it makes everyone here in East Brunswick real happy.
EBTV recently produced Township Council and Mayoral candidate profiles that will be running leading up to the November election. In this election, residents will vote for 2 Township Council members and a mayor, all for 4-year terms. The goal of the candidate profiles is to provide residents with an unbiased look at each of the candidates and some of their views and goals for their respective positions. The profiles will be broadcast in their entirety on Mondays at 6 p.m. starting October 3rd and running through November 7th. It will also be broadcast on Thursdays at 8 p.m. throughout October. It can also be watched as video on demand at www.ebtv.org. EBTV will also be televising a live mayoral and township council debate on Wednesday, October 5th. The mayoral debate will begin at 7 p.m., followed by the township council debate at 8 p.m. And we would like to thank Alicia Joy Bloom for hosting the candidate profiles. Election Day is Tuesday, November 8th, and polls are open from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Residents that are unsure of their polling location should call the clerk's office at 390-6850.
We're here at the Chelsea at East Brunswick, a assisted living complex for a FOP and PBA fundraiser to raise money for a host of activities.
We're actually running an event here in conjunction with the Chelsea at East Brunswick by their doing to raise money for the various charitable organizations at the FOP Lodge 98, which represents the superior officers of the East Brunswick Police Department, and PBA Local 145, which represents the rank and file patrolmen and detectives of the East Brunswick Police Department. And both organizations fund a lot of charitable events that we do with Make-A-Wish, various scholarships for local high school students, as well as Make-A-Wish Foundation and many other things such as local sports teams. And all of the money and all the proceeds of today are going to go to those and many more charitable organizations.
Great. Glenn, can you tell the audience a little bit more about exactly where the money is going towards with regard to the fundraiser?
Like the lieutenant said, we sponsor various charitable organizations throughout the year, including the Make-A-Wish Foundation, New Jersey Special Olympics, as well as scholarship funds for local high school students. We haven't decided where the funds will be allocated yet, but as both unions get together, we're going to decide and make a donation to one of those charitable organizations or possibly another one that may come up. We haven't yet decided, but it'll, like the lieutenant said, 100% of the proceeds will be going to a charitable organization.
Great. Yeah, and that's 100%. And as Glenn said, he spoke about unions because one of the foundations to our police department are the two unions. And that is made up of the men and women who are in the officers division and who are in the patrol division. Frank, can you tell our audience about anything else that goes on during the course of the year that has to do with charitable work?
Yes, a lot of our guys volunteer their times. One of the things we like to do, both the PBA and the FOP, is to support families that are in need. And unfortunately, in today's economy, a lot of times people can't afford to do things like prepare holiday dinners or gifts for the holidays. So the organizations actually purchase gifts or actually sponsor dinners for the holidays, and it's things like this that allow us to be able to do that.
Frank, with regard to what is being served tonight, it surely smells like there's a nice couple of choices there. Can you tell our audience what's being served?
Well, the Chelsea East Brunswick actually cooked it all, and it's ribs, chicken, various sides, and it's they're only charging $10, which I don't know how they're getting away with that, but and I can definitely agree with you that the smell here is incredible.
I'm standing here with Kathy, the general manager of the assisted living complex here. And Kathy, it's no coincidence that it's National Assisted Living Week, but by the same token, we have a lot of activity going on. So could you share with our audience what's happening here?
Absolutely. National Assisted Living Week happens every year around this time, and it's very important to us here in East Brunswick to celebrate that. This year's theme is Keep Connected. So we're keeping connected with our community by supporting our police department, who certainly come out and support us on a regular basis. We have different events going on every day. This year we've been going through the decades 1920, 30, 50, 70s, and 80s, and tomorrow we're back to today. So we've been having a good time. And
I've noticed that the staff is loaded. There is a lot going on here, and the cooking is being done here by your chef. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. We have a wonderful food service director, Jason Shannon, and we just recently had our Grandparents' Day picnic on Sunday, where we served 350 guests, families of our residents here in the community, and all week he's been doing different meals and special meals, and today we thought we'd have a good response of maybe 150, and we've got about 350 orders for chicken and ribs tonight to support the police department.
Glenn, what I noticed when I pulled up was that there were a lot of patrolmen, men and women, who are here in uniform. I would imagine that you're volunteering your time today to come down here and help out.
Yes, sir. As the president of the PBA and Lieutenant Lasaka, who is the president of the FOP Lodge, a lot of the events that we do are donated on our own time, and we're happy to do it. We both have a lot of pride in this police department as well as the community, and we enjoy spending our time with the residents even when we're off duty.
and pride is another one of the cornerstones for our police department. So, Mayor McAvoy says thank you, and on behalf of Frank and Glenn, if you have some extra time, come on down for some chicken and ribs.
Hello, I'm Dietrich Murphy in the studio with This Week in East Brunswick, and today we'll discuss the newly created Knowt App by Abik Pandel and Daniel Like. So, what is the Knowt App?
So what Knowt does is it takes your notes and it quizzes you on them. So it generates multiple choice questions, true or false questions, fill in the blank questions, things like that.
And how did you guys get the idea?
I came up with the idea about a year ago, and I started working on the app. And then Abik joined me in June to help expand it and things like that.
It was a very fascinating thing. When I saw it at first, I was kind of blown away. So it was quite the invention. Yeah.
And how does the app turn your notes into questions and answers?
Well, what it does is basically it finds little clues in the words and sentences in your notes, and it makes lots of educated guesses about how it can make questions from that. And then if you have a lot of educated guesses, eventually it can get pretty close to being accurate. I mean, there are a lot of things that go on behind the scenes, but in the end, it's just the computer trying to figure out little clues about the words.
It's very complex. Dan mentioned it, like the algorithm is really complex, how it works, but it's taking your notes and just basically making those guesses and kind of giving you a question on those.
What are you guys' hope for this app?
Well, in the future, we will monetize it, but the base functionality, generating quizzes from your notes, is always going to be free.
Yeah.
Just extra features on the side might require money, like for example, maybe buying quizzes made by professionals.
Mm-hmm. So like, I mean, we don't know where exactly it's gonna go. Okay, we're not that smart. But what I can tell you is we really want the app to be used by a lot of people because we think that it's something really nice. Like when I first saw it, I knew it was gonna be something that changed how we study, right? So what we want is for more people to use it. If that is through another company buying Knowt, or if that's through us growing, I mean, we're gonna take whatever path necessary. Mm-hmm. We're really interested to see where it goes. It's kind of the fun part about doing something like this, that every day something changes and you don't know where you're going. And for people like us, it's a thrill, kind of. It's been a lot of fun. So.
And does this app target all age ranges, or is more going towards teenagers?
Well, it could be used by middle schoolers, possibly even elementary schoolers, high schoolers, college students. It really, the difficulty of the questions depends on the difficulty of your notes, not on the app itself. So everyone can use it to study, and I think it's a useful tool for people of many ages.
Yeah. So I mean, initially, right now, the quality of the level, the quality of the questions, it's kind of based off of how well your notes are. So right now, if your notes are average, that would target towards a middle school audience, right? Middle school, elementary school, because that's where the question level is. But I mean, the more advanced notes you put in, and the better the algorithm gets, we're gonna be targeting more college students too. And I mean, anybody who wants to learn, really, it's a quizzing app, right? So you can potentially put in an article into the app and quiz yourself on it, how much you're actually like retaining or learning. So that's kind of an interesting aspect of it.
Also, another interesting aspect of the app is that it gives you the best questions first, and it generates multiple quizzes that with the best first and so on. Mm-hmm. And so users can see the best questions from their notes first, and it really helps them learn better. I've noticed that I can put things in that really aren't in a coherent format at all. Like, I just once tried to put in an assignment from 7th grade, and it actually generated some interesting questions.
So how did you guys get involved with computer science?
Well, I first actually got involved towards the end of 6th grade when I think my mom was a programmer, and I thought it might be interesting to try it out. So I went online, and I got interested in it just because of the fact that I could create so much, just a few little things. And ever since then, I've been learning new programming languages and using it to make new things like Knowt.
I think when I really got involved with programming was when I was in like the 6th or 7th grade. I was working on a couple websites, and I got interested in Java also. And then obviously in East Brunswick High School, there's a competitive environment. So to be different, it's a good thing. So Mr. Cohen, who works as a computer science teacher, he's been a huge help for us and support.
I've noticed as of now, it's only for the Android system. Will you guys be expanding on it soon?
So when I actually saw the Knowt app at first, I was like, yo, this has to be on like all the platforms, right? I mean, obviously, we can't expand on everything because it takes time to make a good quality, like an app. So right now, what we're working on currently is an iOS platform. So that's going to be rolling out sometime next month, or actually this month. And we're trying to nail a better UI and a better interface for everybody to like get the advantages of Knowt. Eventually, we will be going to a web platform. Actually, recently, yesterday, we added Drive support. So now you can type your notes on the computer, add it to Google Drive, and import directly onto the app. So it makes it potentially even more useful. So the web platform is going to be a more step up from that. So you can just directly take the quizzes on the web. And
another feature I forgot to mention is that you can also print your quizzes. So if you want to give a quiz to someone else that you made, you can print it out.
Can you also pass quizzes on to people digitally?
Yeah, you can actually share quizzes. What it does is if you share a quiz, it generates a file, and you can email that file to someone else who can then open it, and the quiz will show up.
I mean, eventually we want to move to a point where people can challenge other friends on quizzes, so that it makes it more involved, like for people, and it makes quizzing more fun. So we hope to get there soon.
And where can people find information about this app?
Well, you could go to getknowt.com. We have a really good site there that shows all the features and all the major quiz formats. Like we have multiple choice, true and false, open-ended, matching, fill in the blank. And then there's also a video there that was made by Kevin Lin. And he worked really hard on that. So it showcases our whole advantages of our app. And we really hope you check it out.
You can also go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/getknowt.
Thank you, Beek and Daniel, for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching This Week in East Brunswick. I'm Dietrich Murphy. Hope to see you next week, and check out the Knowt app and getknowt.com.
Knowt. Know your notes.
October is here again, and with it comes the second annual Ghost Tour of the Old Bridge Village section of East Brunswick Township. Occurring every Saturday evening during the month of October, residents and visitors will be led on a tour of this historic little section of East Brunswick that was established in the late 1600s. And during the course of the last 400 years, that little village has played an important part of our township. But more than just history, there are also spiritual elements that remain in that little community. There are ghost stories, tales of murder, tales of missing individuals, and those will be just some of the highlights of the homes and the streetscapes that we'll be visiting. The tours begin at 7:30 each Saturday evening in October. The cost per person is $8, and it's stroller-friendly and wheelchair-friendly. A portion of the proceeds will benefit the Crandall Kostman American Legion Post. The tours are held at 7:30 on every Saturday evening in October, meeting at the corner of Kostman Street and Old Bridge Turnpike. For more information, please look at East Brunswick Ghost Tour on Facebook. We hope to see you there and enjoy this unique slice of our town's amazing history. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Melissa Hosick, and I invite you to attend one of our upcoming October events for adults at the East Brunswick Public Library. All are open to the public. On Thursday, October 6th at 7 p.m., Kenneth Verkaman will discuss how to navigate wills, probate, and estate administration in New Jersey. On Sunday, October 9th at 1:30 p.m., enjoy a concert by 24 Harpers on their 24th annual Harpers Escape Concert. On Tuesday, October 11th at 7 p.m., the World Party Short Story Discussion Group returns and will discuss The Third and Final Continent by Jhumpa Lahiri. Copies of stories are available at the information desk. On Wednesday, October 19th at 7 p.m., Frank Lee will lead you through 5,000 years of traditional Chinese culture and history using Shenyang performing arts and Chinese dance. To learn about our other upcoming events, such as film festivals, trivia nights, and more, visit ebpl.org/calendar or follow us on social media. We hope to see you in October.